does have an accessible installer built into it, which is what he was able to tap into. But if you try to do the same thing on an Ubuntu system, it comes to that screen. Then you know, for some reason, you have to know how to press F5 and when to press it. Then you have to press the arrow down 3, 4, 5 times, hit enter. Then you got to press something else again. Then you got to press something else again. And then the installer will become accessible.
That's so stupid.
Now, if you can't see the screen, how in the world are you supposed to know to do that?
I know.
Mm-hmm.
And so Ruben's just said, you know what? If it already has this built in, I'm going to tell it, if no one presses a button for 30 seconds, I want you to automatically do this. And that's what it does.
That's so cool.
See, I guess they think you have a sighted person standing over your shoulder telling you what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool. All right, guys. Yeah. Do you want to say anything else before we go into emails?
Well, I wanted to ask him really quick about the after party because it is on St. Patty's Day.
Oh yes. It'll be at Jillian's. It's the same place we had it at before. Last year it wasn't bad. It was good. The problem with Jillian's is it can be really loud, but we were there kind of early in the day, so it wasn't as bad. But it'll be considerably worse because it's going to be later. It's going to be starting at 7 and until 10. So we are renting a private room at Jillian's, and we'll have our own bartender, our own waiters and waitresses. We'll have the entire room to ourselves. I believe it holds up to 200 people, and I don't remember. It's either 150 or 200. And hopefully, if everything goes well, I don't want to say it, I guess, out loud, but everything should be covered at the bar. So,
is that being hosted by the Free Alcohol Foundation? Hopefully,
exactly. the FAF.
That sounds fun, man.
Yeah, well, I want to say, there is a reason why the term "free as in beer" is very popular in the Linux world.
Exactly, and I want to give props out to Jason Self, even though he's probably not listening to this, but he's also contributing money to the after party. When I was at the FSF a couple weeks ago for a Christmas party, Matt Lee was IMing Jason Self, and he was like, hey, you should come to the Northeast GNU Linux Fest, because it's the week before Libre Planet, which is a conference run by the FSF. And he was like, hey, you should come down the week before. We're going to have this conference. And he was like, I'll be there. Tell him I'll give him money for the after party.
Really?
And then Matt Lee was like, dude, just got you some money for the after party.
Nice. Nice. It sounds like it's going to be a blast.
Definitely.
Cool, guys. All right. You want to help me out with some emails here?
Of course.
Cool. Because they're definitely not directed towards me usually. All right. This one's from...
Dude, guys, listeners, please send Steve some emails.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not hurt.
Or he's going to send himself Easter eggs again, like he did that time with the Android app ads.
That was fun. This one is from Casey. And he says, Steve, awesome show with Tracy Holtz on building a NAS. Good, helpful, and practical coverage of the topic. Great having Tracy on the show. Thanks again from Casey. So way to go, Tracy. Got a fan of yours and who likes the show. And Casey, thank you for sending that. And I thought that was a killer show as well. So
definitely.
Oh yeah, and there was one thing in the forums. Tracy kept mentioning RAID in the show, yet he did not mention any RAID cards. I think then it's safe to assume software RAID on the motherboard is what he's taking advantage of.
I got you.
And I think Promise cards work rather well within GNU Linux also.
Promise?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, this one is from Larry. I listen regularly to Linux for the Rest of Us. I visited and bookmarked your site today after reviewing some of the forums. That's a great resource and one I will be visiting often. I found several solutions to problems I was having with networks and other connectivity problems. He's talking about the Podnutz forums there, guys. Great stuff. Thanks to everyone for a great website and podcast. That's from Larry. So this looks like the emails of praise that I'm reading today.
Yeah, I was going to say, dude, you don't need us for these, man. Come on.
I like these. These make me feel good. Yedder?
I was going to say, it must be the time of year, people to hand out compliments. The forums, I'll say this. Other people answer questions in there besides just me. Guys like Kevin Wisher, who understands much more about Samba networking than I ever have. So don't think if you go there, you're just going to hear me spouting off stuff other people do too.
Okay. Thanks, Dora. This one's from Charlie. He says, hello, guys. I've been using Ubuntu for probably two full years now, previously doing Debian. Okay. I wanted to hook up my relatives with a Linux machine, and because they wanted something simple, I decided to go with Ubuntu. Well, let me tell you, they gave me a 82845G video card from Intel, and the thing has been disastrous. I've never encountered a machine that didn't do well with at least a couple Linux distros, but this one just won't. I threw Ubuntu, Mint LXDE, Debian, and a couple others, and couldn't make it work. Did I say that right, LXDE?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I finally had to give them my old Core Duo computer with an ATI card, and now it flies with any distro. My question is, why is this particular chipset so hard to make work under Linux? I read tons of forums for about a month now, and this case repeats itself in almost every distro out there. And if Dora has no particular knowledge on this issue, do you guys know of any other cases like this one? I was just curious. Keep up the good work, guys. And again, it was 82845G video card. Yes?
2 words. Crunch, bang.
Well, yeah.
That's a distro?
Crunchbang is a distro that does really well with video cards.
I have no idea what kind of magic he's doing on that distro, but if for some reason I've had my buddy of mine had a computer where this computer gave him problems with like every distro. He put on a Crunchbang, the thing was flawless.
Wow. Good advice.
Right now, I think I responded back to him. I'm not sure. Okay, here's the gimmick. 8284G5. If you go to downloadcenter.intel.com, they have a graphics driver they have labeled i915 graphics. Okay.
Oh, that's another good card.
Okay. Now here's the thing. This driver they released, it says works with the X-Free86 accelerated X Windows server, Linux. The date of it is 12/17/2004.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's old school.
Now, yeah, quite old. That was the last time they released something. So which means this probably hasn't been in production for about 10 years. Okay. Here's the thing. If you go to your package management system of choice and just put in there 915, don't be shocked if that description nowhere says Intel 82845G in it at all. Load it. It, install it, reboot, and don't be shocked if everything works good. I'm not going to say great, but good, because my Dell XPS M1210 has a it's a 82865G, I believe. It's one off of that graphics card. And I had to load the 915 graphics, and I don't remember what it was. It might have been Knoppix. I noticed, picked it up right, and when I looked in the package manager and I saw by the very top of the list, thankfully, 915 was installed. What the hell is 915? I went and looked at it, and it's this general identifier of a lot of Intel cards.
Okay. Cool. Good advice. Charlie has some options now. Thank you.
Or just go buy a new video card, which I hate saying. I know that's copping out.
They're cheap. Old video cards are so cheap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can get this nice NVIDIA for like $30. You know.
Okay, this is a voicemail. I think it's more praise, if I remember correctly. Here we go. I like praise.
Hey, Steve. Hey, Dor. Hey, everybody else at Podnutz. I just wanted to say that you guys are doing a great job. Keep up the good work. Steve, I don't know how the heck you do it, coordinating everything, but you're doing an outstanding job mediating all this. Everybody there, keep up the good work. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Yeah.
Awesome. I love these positive messages. Merry Christmas to you. Happy New Year to you. And send us an email letting us know who you are if you want. It's totally up to you. But, hey, thank you very much. We're happy to do this. It's not as hard as these guys make it out to be to mediate everything. But I think I have the easy job in most of these podcasts, but I do the grunt work. These guys bring the intellect. But thank you very much for the voicemail, and happy holidays to you.
Yeah, you don't want me editing the video.
Yeah. Yeah, and I would say if you don't give me your address, I can't send you a check.
Yeah. Steve C wants you to send him an email because he's building up this huge list. He's gonna sell it off.
No, this was unprompted, unsolicited praise, the best kind. Thank you for that. All right, let's see. Should we do the last two? We have time for the last two, right, guys?
Sure.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay.
Get
Wes,
a clean slate for next week.
yeah. I mean, I was afraid to do that because if nobody sends us anything. We usually do get emails, though. All right, Wes says, hello, guys. First of all, thanks to Door for the Open Media Vault advice. I'm trying it now, and even though it is in its early stages, I will stick to it as I like to get on new projects or new products and take it for a ride. I'm still using FreeNAS as my main solution, though. Question for you guys. Ages ago, there was some talk about Podnutz. I was on top of it when Door had talked about it, but then I kind of forgot about it, and I guess Door did too. Whatever happened to this project? I see the website. Is Door still looking for feedback? And finally, some advice. Have you guys considered doing a comprehensive list of the apps, links, and tools that you have discussed on the show? I know this might be a task for one of us listeners of the show, but if you guys have it somewhat organized, and it could be easier to set up as a link on the Linux for the Rest of Us site. Keep it up as always, Wes. P.S. What has been going on with the YouTube uploads? Are you limited by 15 minutes each video? Well, I'll thank you, Wes, for the email, and I'll answer that last part first. Yes, for a while, I was able to upload full Podnutz shows, and I think probably because they weren't getting like thousands of views, YouTube said, well, you're not allowed anymore. So I'm back to my 15 limit, which was unprompted. They didn't even send me an email about it. I was uploading videos, and I started checking them, and all of a sudden they just kept saying, this video was taken down because it's too long. Like, no email or anything. So, not that I know of. My Gmail's on a separate pod. No, I don't think I was. Anyway, I don't know if I was or not. But that's the reason why they're only 15 minutes. As for Podnutz, what happened, Door? Just fizzling out or what?
What? Excuse me? Honestly, this is going to be an utterly cop-out thing. I only had a very few people ever show any liking about it or mentioning it even at all. I didn't see a need, a want, or desire for it. And to be honest, the domain expires in 60 days. If people start saying they really want it, I'll definitely put more work into it. I have a lot of it mapped out in my head exactly of how I think it should be laid out, how it can help a lot of techs, how it can also help them discover new software that can greatly simplify their job.
Right.
But if people don't show an interest to it,
I'm the same way, Dora. I'm with you. I mean, that's meeting a demand with the supply, and if there's no demand, no supply, and that's bottom line. So Dora's time is valuable, guys. So
yeah, and I'll say guys like I believe PC Freddy, Wilbur Bear, Knucklehead Tech, and a couple other regulars showed up there, and they were like, "This is cool, but that was it. Nobody else."
Yeah,
and I hate the idea of burdening them to tell them, kick my butt once in a while, ask me for updates,
Yeah.
And I don't want to tell them, well, you need to go on social media sites and talk about this. I'm not telling them what to do. They do what they want to do.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Well,
don't start going on social media websites, Wilbur Bear. I know you.
And finally, about having a comprehensive list of the apps, tools, and links. We have great show notes that Paul is doing. We haven't put all the tools into one big site, but like you said in the email, any of you guys are welcome to do that. I mean, we've had guys do Podnutz wikis and other things that they think would be helpful. Data Mike had a great list of stuff on his site. So, if anybody does fire that up, let us know. We'll promote the link.
Yes, and I will give you a free copy of Linux for the Rest of Us video series, the membership to it, I'll be more than happy to give you a free membership if anyone out there pretty much takes the show notes and